Okay, I'm looking at the Nasdaq. I'm trying to take a long position in it. And the reason I'm looking at taking a long is the fact that the 45-minute has a potential magenta peak, and we've crossed one of the ATRs right at the second ATR now. So I'm looking for this to make a magenta peak. Then if we have diverging volume, and that would be on the directional volume indicator, I will look to take a long position. So our ATR from the 45-minute is up at the top of the screen. It's in dark red. We do have to clear the ATR that's around the 3600 area. We do also need diverging volume before I enter that trade. Now, as you can see, you're getting a high volume area right now. I would be looking to see if sellers come in and take control. If it does, it tells me it would pull back to this ATR area that is colliding with the point of control right now. So we'll wait and see what happens here. Okay, I'm in with 6 contracts now. You can see it's pulled back to the ATR, made a high right up around 36.10, pulled back to the ATR, and it's done so on diverging volume. So that is my entry, and this is where I've entered with 6 contracts and looking to see how far it goes up. I am going to put another volume wand on here. Just so I can monitor the volume from my point of entry, because I like to monitor it for the high volume areas after entry. You can see the trade has progressed very nicely so far. Again, you can see that we've cleared that 3609 area. Still going up. We may have a little bit of volume divergence at the end of this bar. I'm going to watch it and see. We are developing a little bit of a high volume area, slight divergence here right now. We're up about 10.5 points so far. Now, if this divergence holds with the high volume area developing, I would exit the trade at the end of the bar. You can see it's really slowing down now. That's what happens when you get into these high volume areas. Typically, price tends to slow down. Unless we get a lot of volume in on this bar, then I will be exiting the trade. As it stands right now, we do have divergence. You can see sellers are starting to step in on the THD directional volume indicator. So at the end of this bar, I'm probably going to exit. Again, sellers starting to step in that high volume area. That's what's creating that high volume area, is that sellers are stepping in. So we're going to be exiting at the close of this bar right about 8.5 points probably. So really very simple trade, using the volume one actually to identify when we get these high volume areas so that we can take our profits. That was risking about 2 ticks per contract, made 8.5 ticks per contract. What I'd like to do now is show you my settings on the volume one for those of you that follow me and have purchased the volume one. The first thing that I do is come up here to the point of control, and I change the color to magenta, and I also change the width to 2. Then I go to the value area high, trying to do it where you can see both areas, but I can't. So the value area high I change to blue, set the width also to 2, and then the value area low set to red and set the width to 2 as well. Now the other thing you want to do is each of these where it says current bar lock, there's a width and a height. You want to set both of those to false, and also the single wand limit set to false. Now the reason I do that is because I actually like to have multiple wands on my chart. One being from my point of entry, I want to monitor that volume. So, and that's what I did in this case from my point of entry to the top of that market where we added a lot of what I call a high area volume area. Then that's where my exits are. So by placing the wand at my point of entry to that high area of volume, I maximize my profits. Very simple, easy technique to follow. Just really added it into my current methodology, which is entering at an ATR.